I want to understand the very first exposures you've had in hustling.
Sure.
What was that like, and what was it like growing up?
Wow. I've been an entrepreneur from day one. As early as I can remember, back in college, I used to sell bags out of the back of my car.
Wow.
Like my friend would have my friend had
Jan Sports? What are we talking
no,
about?
so one of my best friends is Aranas, Miguel Aranas.
Oh my
so,
God!
So back then they used to do the bags for Tory Burch, and then yung mga overruns. He and I would sell that out of the back of our trucks. Like he would do it, right? And then I said, hey, that's a good idea. I want to do it too. So we used to do that in college, and then I used to sell pulveron in like Rockwell during those mga Christmas fairs.
Back when they still had paintball before there. No?
Hindi naman ganun kaaga, pero
Okay.
I've done so many things, right? I had a magnet importing business.
Magnet importing business.
Yeah. I imported magnets for as an art supply.
Yeah.
Because I was a photographer and I felt like,
Galing.
I needed a convenient way to put up all my photos on my walls. So I started importing magnets, and then I guess my first venture as an entrepreneur was so I used to be a banker, right? I started out as a banker.
Yeah, in City.
Yeah, in Citibank.
Okay.
And then I kind of like grew a conscience, I guess, and I felt like I just felt like I needed to make a difference.
Got it.
Right? And I didn't feel like I was nailing that in the banking industry.
Okay.
So I did a whole complete 180. And then I joined an NGO, right? I joined the Knowledge Channel Foundation.
Okay.
And ironically, it was in the Knowledge Channel Foundation where I realized that I wanted to become an entrepreneur. The reason is because as an NGO, part of my job was to ask for money from people all the time.
Got it.
And as part of ABS-CBN, the ABS-CBN Foundation.
Matinik, Hiraya Manawari.
Exactly.
These are the things I grew up on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Those were the
Apple,
shows,
Apple.
right? Exactly, right? We had to ask for money from the mother company to fund the programs, the schools that we were putting TVs in.
Correct.
And then that's when I realized, it's nice to be able to be on the ground and make change in schools and in kids' lives, but the real value is created here, right? For you to be able to make an impact here, you first have to be able to create value here in business. You have to be able to make money to be able to pass that money down on to the lives of other people. And if you're not creating value up here, nothing happens down here. And that's when I realized that I wanted to do this.
Wow.
I wanted to create value. I wanted to build, and in the building, be able to help other people's lives.
Amazing.
Right? And that was the crux of it, right? And that's where I really started. That's where the whole entrepreneur in me came alive. No, ironically, it was in a non-profit organization.
Right.
And then after that, so I joined my first startup. It was a tech startup founded by an uncle of mine.
Okay.
We did high definition laser scanning, so LiDAR. So I was one of the first people that brought LiDAR into the country. I partnered with a company called Leica Geosystems. So it's a 200-year-old company, the world leaders, right? And back then, I was just, we were just a small BPO. When I saw that technology, it was so groundbreaking for me. Naglakas loob lang ako. I went to Singapore. I flew to Singapore.
Okay.
I set a meeting with the guys in Leica, and I convinced them that I was the guy to bring their technology into the country. And then that's
Leica,
that
the
got us
camera
started.
brand, right?
Yeah, Leica the camera brand. So Leica, you don't realize Leica is a big company, right? And it has three main businesses.
Right.
The cameras, microscopes.
Huh?
Yeah, microscopes.
Why?
Right?
I'm not a science.
Exactly.
I'm not a
Diba?
biologist. So.
And geosystems. So when you say geosystems, it's things like GPS, laser scanning, satellites, drones, mapping systems.
Wow.
So it's a massive company. I went to Leica and I convinced them that I was their guy. And we basically set up Leica Geosystems Philippines. And that's and then since then we kind of became like the leaders in LiDAR technology in the country.
For
So
sure.
that was DigiScript. And then
After that, what was the next step?
so while I was doing that, I wanted to do a bit of a passion project.
Okay.
And that's when I started Philippe and Sons.
Yes.
So that was 13 years ago. Felipe and Sons.
Has it been?
It's
I still
it's
rem-
fantastic, dude. It's still, I would say, I guess I'm proud to say we're probably still the premier brand in
Dude,
men's
you guys
grooming
still
in the
are.
country.
I still remember the first few times I've been to your shop to get a haircut. I would get a Yifang in Rufino. And I would
I
the
remember
first
that.
Yifang.
I remember
It's still there, I
that.
think.
It's
and then I would
straight right beside,
and then I
yeah,
would fucking
yeah.
just go to ano. The only problem every time is where the hell do I park?
Yeah. Don't worry now. So we're in Rockwell
Okay,
now.
yeah.
We're in Podium now. Marami ng
Right.
parking.
Correct,
So
correct.
madali lang yan.
My go-to pre-pandemic was the one in Tomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're expect to see us in more places next
Yeah.
year. So we're on a growth push again. Obviously, the pandemic kind of required me to contract.
Of course.
Diba?
As you should. Mhm.
And we were one of the hardest hit
course.
industries, right?
Yeah.
The service industry was really hard, badly hit. But we survived. We went through it. We were able to get out of it, and now we're doing better than we ever were.
Yeah.
Right?
Ang dami na uling pogi.
Sana, 'di ba? Sana
We feel
natutulungan
pogi
ko
every
sila.
time we walk out, Nung
Yeah.
pandemic, pumangit tayo lahat.
Well, hindi naman, 'di ba? Ako yung
Pangit
asawa
lang ng
ko,
gupit. Okay.
tinuruan ko siya maggupit
Oh,
ng
wow.
buhok ko. So, pero sa harap lang, dito lang, yung sa likod.
This is in the front party in
That's
the
right,
back.
man. That's right. So yeah, I think that's why mullets came back, right? The pandemic kind of forced us into
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze is proud of us.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, there. No, so Felipe and Sons started out as a passion project, and then with a group of friends, you know how it is, diba? It was kind of like when you start a bar.
Yeah.
You get a group of guys together and you say, "Hey, let's put up this concept."
Right.
And then at that time, it was so novel to bring like a barber shop and a haberdashery together, and then
Yeah.
throw whiskey and beer
Yeah.
into the whole experience. We just kind of really wanted to make a man cave
Correct.
that we could be, we could enjoy and be
Yeah.
proud of. And then I don't know, little did I realize how much the country kind of needed that, and it just exploded overnight, like literally overnight, right? We went from like 0 to 10 in 3 months, right?
Grabe.
So we had to. I hit my first year numbers in like 3 months.
Inside Innovation Stories from 917 Ventures is brought to you by HustleShare. To learn more about the hustle behind the venture builder, tune in to the full episode because there's more lessons to learn with every story.